Eric is next up in Lexington. Hi, Eric. How are you?
I'm far better than I deserve. How are you?
Better than I deserve, sir. How can I help?
I had a question about maintaining momentum on the long-term goals. A little backstory. My wife and I got married about 5 years ago. I talked to her about wanting to get rid of our debt. She agreed. We went through the baby steps, got through baby step 3, and then our momentum kind of fizzled. We didn't keep to our budget very well, and we didn't get into any new consumer debt, but we didn't really make any progress on making extra payments on our mortgage, savings for some of the things that we knew were coming up. And fast forward, about February, we had our third baby, and we didn't have the money saved up for our portion of the bill, and we had to take out of our emergency fund, and that was kind of a wake-up call for us.
Good. Okay.
So we've kind of gotten back on track, gotten on to every dollar. We're doing our budget every month again.
Good.
And when we're also kind of sitting down and planning for getting kind of that vision for our retirement in the future and setting our legacy. And just, one thing we saw with the snowball was that we had those short milestones that we would hit.
Exactly.
One debt paid off, boom, then the next debt paid off, and a few months later.
Exactly.
And we didn't have that with our mortgage and these long-term goals. And
yeah, that's the problem.
Wondering if you had any suggestions for that.
That's the problems with baby steps 4, 5, and 6. You're doing them simultaneously. You're saving for retirement, 15% in baby step 4. You're saving for kids' college in baby step 5. Baby step 6 is paying off the house early. And they don't naturally lend themselves to woohoo moments like paying off a debt does in baby step 2. And so it's a little tougher to keep the emotional momentum. And what we've learned to do is 2 or 3 things. One is I'm going to send you a copy of Chris Hogan's book, Retire Inspired. Okay.
Actually, I just got that last week.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to go up to Louisville to his event next week?
Yeah, I would love to.
He's doing an event there May the 19th. And or is that this week? That's this Thursday. I'll give you a couple tickets to that. Go up to his Retire Inspired event, okay?
Okay.
But there's a couple things you'll see there that we're learning a lot. A lot of people run into what you're running into because they go so hard, and I mean it's like a Braveheart yell. They're going crazy to get through baby step 3. And then when they get through baby step 3 and they got their emergency fund, they're debt-free, but the house, then it's more of a slog. It's more of a marathon through these other 3 baby steps. And what we've learned to do is 2 things. One is to very, very clearly, as Chris Hogan says in HD, define your dream. What does your retirement dream look like? And it needs to be several components to it. I mean, whether you want to increase your giving and you want to travel, or you always wanted to buy a boat, or I don't care what it is, but your retirement dream needs to be laid out and cut a picture of that out, and it's very clear, and you and your spouse are talking about it, has a dollar amount beside it so that then you're aiming at it. And so in a sense, then you're creating a debt snowball that says, okay, my retirement dream looks like I need $2 million. I've got, 14 years to do that. Or whatever, okay? It's a long slog, in other words. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that $2 million down into parts. And I'm going to say, when we hit $250,000, we're going to have a celebration. When we hit $500,000, we're going to have another celebration. When we hit $1 million, we're going to have another celebration. $1.5 million, we're going to have another, or whatever. And you lay it out there. I'm making these numbers up depending on what your income is and how fast you're going to go through those. But set it up to where you almost still got that thermometer on the refrigerator door like you used to with the debt snowball, and you're feeling the measurable progress. We all need to feel in anything we're doing measurable progress. I'll give you an example that's a metaphor for that, too, that's how important this is. I was reading an employee, a team member satisfaction article the other day, and the number one thing that team members create satisfaction is not their income. It's not what you pay them. It's that they get to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and they can see measurable results from their effort. They have to see that they're doing something that matters, and they can see traction in their effort. So when you've got someone and all they're doing is putting lug nuts on a car all day long in an assembly line, it's very difficult to stay motivated. That's one of the reasons most of the teams that do that now change up jobs. They don't do the same job for 6 months. They change up. They'll do steering wheels and then they'll do wheels. But at least they're seeing the result. They're sensing traction as a part of it. And you don't get caught like a cog in a wheel then. And so that's what you're saying here. You need to see this traction. We all do. We need to feel this traction. We need to feel the progress. And so set yourself some, so to speak, incremental milestones in the process that you're aiming at, and the only way those incremental milestones are going to make sense and have energy is if they're tied to a dream that you've defined in high definition.
Okay.
And when you do those two, you combine those two things, and so then you jump on like Chris Hogan's website, chrishogan360.com, do the RIQ, where you see what your retire inspired quotient is, what your number is that you need, and what numbers you got to do per month to hit that number. And the way your need number is derived is based on your dream. Again, it pulls you right back to that. And so what happened was you all had a clearly defined goal, and that kept you motivated. You were hitting milestones and had traction towards the clearly defined goal. And when you came out the other side of that goal, you like ran through the finish line at the race, and then there was no reason to get up the next morning and go running because the race was over. And you quit eventually. Or you went running a couple times, and then you quit, and then the budget went away, in other words. So now you got it back. You go, okay, I got to fix this, and I got to have so incremental steps that are measurable, that you can emotionally celebrate, that are taking you toward that clearly defined high definition goal. And college, so if the kid is 14, go walk the college campus, smell the grass, walk through the student center, attend a football game. So you got it all over you. This is what college looks like for junior. So we got to get junior's college account going, and it gives it a touch, a sense of concrete. It's not this vague thing, higher education somewhere off in the clouds. It's like this. That's really it. They're going to wear that color. They're going to go. That's where they're going to eat their hamburger in the student center, and this is where this is going to happen. And you just clearly define this stuff to where it's in full on HD. Had a TV go out last weekend. An HD TV, and I went down, and now they've got 4K Ultra TVs, which doesn't make any sense since hardly anything's broadcast in 4K Ultra, but it looks like those people are going to jump out of that screen right into my recliner. It scares me half to death. It's so clear, but crazy. So, but yeah, it's that same kind of thing. You got to have this real clear vision for the thing, and that does it. That is a really excellent question, Eric. And believe me, you're not the only one, dude.
Hey, you guys, Rachel Cruz here. Hope you are enjoying the Dave Ramsey Show. And did you know that I have my very own YouTube channel? Yes, that's right. It's kind of better than the Dave Ramsey channel. Don't tell them I said that. I'm kidding. So subscribe, and there's lots of videos about life and money. So while you're at it, if you want to check out a video, then you can check out how to do a monthly budget. It's one of the best videos out there.